What's going on, guys? Snag here, and it's time to review Game 2, State of Origin, MCG, 92,000 people, and they got a show, baby. That was absolutely nuts. I'm still buzzing from it. Obviously, I really wanted the Blues to win this so we could have a decider, lads. So we can have a decider. And man, we knew we had it at halftime. Wow, that was absolutely crazy. The game finished up about 10 minutes ago, guys. So I like doing these straight after because it's like fresh, and I'm like still amped from the game, and it's all in my head. So yeah, let's go through this, guys. We'll go over some of the team stats, some of the player stats, and just talk about it. Talk about what changes may or may not be need to made for Game 3. Suncorp, man, I've been to lots of State of Origins, but I've never been to a Game 3 decider at Suncorp. So I'm like amped for this, guys. Absolutely cannot wait. Let us know how you went on the punt this game, guys. Because we put one up for New South, one up for Queensland. We hit the New South Wales one, missed the Queensland one, but we were so damn close for hitting our juicy one, 43-1. All we needed was New South Wales to score last, and we would have thinking, man, they just leaked that last try. Queensland scored that last try. New South Wales leaked that last try. It's killed us, man. It killed us. And the Mitchell Moses put a bit of a dumb kick in. One of his only, I wouldn't even call it a mistake, but just grubbered a kick into no one and turned the ball over in good position. I was like, oh, come on, man. You could have put that up for Lomax. Surely, lad. Win the Snag some money. But anyway, look, guys, we'll get into a bit more depth, but I mean, New South Wales came out and bullied in the first half. It was the perfect half of rugby league in the first half. It really was. I mean, halftime 34-0. I had a look at some of the stats at halftime. 2 missed tackles from New South Wales in the first half. 2. That is ridiculous. Like, that is absolutely ridiculous. They won every single piece of contact. The first half was an absolute masterclass. And don't worry, guys, I'm not just going to be glazing New South Wales for this. If you are a Queensland supporter, I actually thought they were pretty good, and so we'll get to that. But yeah, New South Wales just far too strong in the middle. Payne Haas, I mean, look, anyone that's been following me since I started this, I was rough on Payne Haas because I genuinely thought he was the version of a flat track bully. He plays his best footy against the worst teams, and the bigger the game, I thought the worse he ever was. But he was absolutely enormous in this. He probably wasn't. I said he had to be the best forward on the park if New South Wales were going to win this. He probably wasn't, just because Angus Crichton was so damn good. And even when Spencer Leniu came on, he was... I thought Queensland did an all right job on him. Like, they handled him, but he just a front row going through the middle, like, that's tough. Like, if you're a front rower and you burst through the front line, you're showing your grandkids that, like, because that is very hard to do. Okay, so that's he was absolutely enormous as well. But Payne, 137 meters in the first half. We'll get to his actual full stat line at the end of the a bit later in the video. But wow, just he was the best I'd seen him. Offloading too. I love Payne for an offload. Like, I want Payne to, like, if I was coaching him, it would be run hard, win the contact, find your front. If you win the contact well, pop it out the back, lad. Like, seriously, pop it out the back. The way New South Wales set up with Dylan Edwards, all those guys, it was made for it. And it was great. It was so good to watch. I've always thought Payne Haas didn't throw an offload for his first 4 years of his career. Seriously, I was always like, I used to call him Payne Can't Pass. And but it was nice. And I'm not sure how many he got, but it was plenty. And they're all relatively under control. Like I said, an offload's not risky if it's not your first thought. Like, the reason why Pangai Juniors were risky, he went into collision with a thought he's going to hit an offload. That's risky because then you just end up popping it. We all seen Tavita Pangai's offloads when he was at the Bulldogs. They're awful. He'd turn the ball over half the time. And then you see someone like who's very good at it, Junior Paulo. He only throws it. He throws 3 or 4 a game, but it's only when he's won the contact first and he's up. His right side of his body is free. Throw it. It's not that hard. You're just popping the ball back. It's not that hard. So, big shout out to Payne Haas. I thought he was absolutely enormous. Let's have a look at some players. Look, the way the game played out, look, it played out how I thought it was going to if New South Wales were going to win. Like, we sort of broke down attack left, attack left, kick right, and they sort of did that in the first 20, 30 minutes, whatever. They attacked left, or a couple tries, Latrell Mitchell, and then they kicked one over to Lomax, who hung one in the air. That's how I thought New South Wales had to play. Pepper, kick over to the right. Also, too, guys, I noticed some stuff in the game where I wanted to show, so I'm going to do a breakdown video. I'll have to post it on TikTok because I post it on YouTube. I've got copyright strike. But I'll just me reviewing the actual match highlights. I wanted to point some stuff out. So follow us on TikTok, guys. I'll have that up tomorrow, which is Thursday. I'm posting this video on Thursday morning, so today. But yeah, there was just a few things. Reese Walsh was positional play was real bad in a couple of tries, so I wanted to point that out and stuff. But yeah, look, there was. Okay, I'll try and break it down now. It sucks. I wish I could show you the footage of it. So I don't know if you guys remember the play. Luai gets tackled on the 5th tackle and his boot comes off, and he literally puts his boot on for 30 seconds. Now Queensland have 30, 40 seconds to sit there and plan how they're going to defend what it is. Mitch Moses is on the left side, which is the short side. It wasn't very short, but it was short. I saw Freddie break it down. He said, Reese Walsh was worried about Zach Lomax on the other side. They literally pass it from dummy half, hit Moses, who's the only other kicker available. Like, Mitch Moses is the only other kicker. Like, Mitch Moses, they're going left. Like, Mitch Moses is on the left. And Reese Walsh is on the right-hand side of the post. And Mitch Moses just literally catches the ball, grubs it in, Tortor scores a try. And the only two people there was Tortor and Latrell Mitchell. It was crazy. I love Reese, huge fan. He's enormous. Like, his attacking prowess is crazy. But people compare him to Billy. Billy didn't make mistakes like that. You know what I mean? And I'm sure Reese can learn from it and get better. I'm not saying he's not as good as Billy or never will be. But, Billy's positional play was absolutely flawless. So, we saw him get caught out in the grand final as well. A bit of ball watching. Pretty much won Penrith the game with Cleary stepping back on the inside there. But yeah, that was pretty much it. And then when Critter took that intercept, it was funny. Me and my son were talking before the game, and we're like, Critter always takes intercepts in big games. And he goes, yeah, Critter's getting an intercept. I'm like, and I said, I wish I could bet on it. I really do. It's just Critter for an intercept try. But yeah, absolutely crazy. All right, we'll get into some individual players. Man, Mitch Moses he was so good. It was funny. I saw a lot of people. Someone actually commented in my thing. You actually think he wrote Mitch Moses versus Daly Cherry Evans. You actually think New South Wales can win? Like, laughing faces, like making fun. Like, Cherry Evans is so much better than Mitchell Moses. Mitchell Moses is better than Cherry Evans, but Cherry Evans is so good in the big games and never really lets you down. That's where I give it to Cherry Evans. But if you're just talking about ability, like the length, kicking length, all that sort of stuff, probably give the IQ to Cherry just because he's been around longer as well. I'd give Cherry the IQ, just when to kick, and then probably obviously just stepping up in big games. Undisputed, Cherry Evans is better. But if you're just talking about skill, speed, defense, like all the fundamentals of rugby league, like Mitchell Moses is better than Cherry. He is a very, very, very good rugby league player, and always sort of got a hard rap just because everyone hates Parramatta. And you know what I mean? He's, he failed on the grand final, bro. Like, no one would have beat that 2022 Penrith team. Like, if Cleary was in that team and Moses was in that one, you know what I mean? Like, I dare say, Penrith get the result quite comfortably. Penrith were just on one that time. But look, he folded Dearden twice, and Dearden's a really nice ball runner. So I thought he was absolutely enormous. And Cherry Evans was there was one, I can't remember, someone made a break down which edge was it? The right edge maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong. And New South Wales were just shot to bits on the left. Like, pretty much if you just pass through the hands to the edge, like Queensland score, Cherry Evans gets the ball in the middle of the field and kicks a grubber through. And like, they got a repeat set, but I was like, dude, that was a try. Like, that was very un-Cherry Evans for me. I'm pretty sure the game was over at that point anyway, but it was just more of a, man, New South Wales, Queensland, it's just that polish wasn't there, as well as being dominated physically. But yeah, it really just looked like Queensland didn't come out. It was very evident Queensland stayed in the sheds. They didn't come out. And New South Wales were very desperate and very good, as we'll get to in a minute, in the stats in a minute. And Queensland actually weren't as bad as everyone thought they were, as we'll get to the stats in a little bit. But yeah, just completely outgunned in the first 40 minutes. It was just, the game was over then. I was with a couple of Queenslanders watching that. If we score a couple tries in the first 10 minutes, we could. I'm like, man, Queensland are the king of comebacks, but 34 points, whatever it was. 34 points, oof, tall task. So positives for New South Wales. They dominated the middle in game one with coming into game three. So dominated the middle in game one with one man down. They dominated the middle in this game, and they will take that momentum. Even though Queensland won the second half, they definitely will take some momentum into game three there. It's not like Queensland sometimes you can do a few things in the second half and you lose, but you're like, oh, we sort of found something out then. There was nothing really there. It was just crazy play from Hamiso and Tuolangi. Nanai obviously just freaky. But yeah, definitely New South Wales will, I believe, go in with the momentum. It's like, if Queensland scored, it was weird, they scored 18 points in the second half. It's very good, but I didn't feel like it was they didn't fully skin, discover something and be like, whoa, wow, Latrell Mitchell's defense was bad. We just didn't get at him enough. It was more like just 3 beautiful tries when New South Wales had just dropped it down a gear. They were just sort of coasting a little bit. I wouldn't say coasting, but also I think with the sin bins, 2 of the tries were when the sin bins were. Now, I know they both were down a man, but that if you're both down a man, it does definitely favour the team with the ball, which was Queensland, just because there's a little more space. I know you're down a man, but just more space between players. So yeah, both those tries came in that sin bin time. Like I said, great. I'm not devaluing those 2 tries from Maroons. It's not like I said, it's not like Queensland had 13 and New South Wales had 12. They both had 12, but there is more space. So I devalue them slightly. But yeah, it was pretty damn impressive. Let's get the negative out of the way. You boys know I don't suck about the refs, but that ref sucks. I'm not talking about favouritism. I just meant he just sucks. He's got no flow or feel for the game. It's very stop-starty. Get Adam G in there, please. He is such a good ref, man. I know he's not perfect. He makes mistakes, man. But he's very good. That grand final he refed, Penrith Broncos, was absolutely incredible. So please get Adam G in there for game 3. It was just, there was no rhythm to this game. He blew a couple penalties that weren't penalties, and then there was some clear penalties that weren't. It was just either don't blow anything or blow everything. Don't pick and choose what you're going to blow. You know what I mean? That's what I hate. I thought New South Wales got a little bit of a run of it in the first half, and then Queensland got the run of it in the second. It was just what are you doing here, bro? This is awful reffing. It was just, like I said, it didn't decide the game or anything like that, but it was just the air went out of the game a couple times just because of the ref, and we don't want that. 2 seconds. Let's have a look at the team stats. As I said, Queensland weren't bad. 81% is good size. But unfortunately, the opposition did 91%. 1,600 metres in a State of Origin game is pretty full on. That's pretty good. It's more normally around this 1,100 mark. So big metres from New South Wales Blues there. Heaps of post contact. Queensland actually got plenty themselves. I'll get to more players too, guys. I haven't stopped talking about 6 line breaks to 5. That's that is a positive for New South. They still broke the line 5 times. That's pretty damn good. Tackle breaks 45. That's huge. And 25 for Queensland. Okay, not too bad. Pretty normal State of Origin one. That's just very, very good. Average set distance, though, from New Blues, 46 metres. That is alarming for Queensland. That's it. You're making 10 metres every carry, just about. That's, at a state of origin, that's bad. That's very, very bad. This can be in the... again, that's a normal stat for state of origin. So the fact they leaked, essentially two and a bit metres every tackle, it doesn't sound like much, but it adds up over a game. Look at this ruck speed. Spencer Leno, Payne Haas, Angus Cross, their play the ball speed just absolutely murdered Queensland. That is lightning quick, and that is slow. Not very slow. It's not glacial, but it's slow. Another thing that winning the contact is this offload number here from New South Wales. That is so big. Just on this 91% too. New South Wales played footy. They didn't tuck the ball under and play gritty. Well, they did, but they threw the ball around. There was a part in that second half where they were just whizzing the ball from side to side. It was nuts. So, man, it was that's very good for the Blues. What else we got here, guys? Kick defusals, 83%. Bombs, grubbers. Moses did take Cherry to school in this one. Tackle efficiency, 89% to 81. That's not going to get it done at Origin. Very un-Queensland. 46 missed tackles for Queensland, 31 ineffective. That is alarming. This right here is one of the biggest ones. The 46 is horrible, but then to have another 31 on top of that, that's crazy. Put it in perspective, the Blues here, 25-6. They missed quite a few tackles in that second half just because New South Wales were Queensland were cutting skits and throwing the ball around a bit and creating space and all that sort of stuff. So this would have been under 20. I think if there was no sin bin, just with a bit less space, I think this would have been under 20 and 6 ineffectives. That is crazy good. So New South Wales, very dominant defensively. Very dominant defensively. That's alarming for Queensland. Very, very alarming. 5 errors to 7. Like I said, it's actually a pretty high quality game. Queensland weren't as bad as everyone thought they were. They just really did get dudded in the middle, and it just sort of slowed everything down. Reese Walsh seemed to have big... That's what they say. Forwards win games, back decide by how much. Reese Walsh swept out the back a few times. See how much less time he had than he normally does at a club game? Because he didn't have Payne Haas and Paddy just blasting through the middle and creating that extra second. He only needs one. There was less of it. And Queensland did skin him a couple of times, but they didn't skin him. It was more like, there's half an overlap there. It was either created a line break or, just created some meters, but it wasn't like skinned them. So, yeah, it was a pretty damn impressive defensive performance from New South Wales. It really was. Let's have a look at some individual stats here, guys. All right, so Zachy Lomax, 18 points at Origin. How good has he been, man? How good has he been? Dylan Edwards he didn't put that bomb down, perfect. This is why I wanted him in the game over Teddy. I love Teddy. I said this. Look, Dylan Edwards can slip over. He slipped over once. We know Teddy would have had 3 or 4 slips minimum. I think the line's 4.5 slips. We know he would have had 4.5 slips, and Dylan Edwards had 1 slip, and he was fine. 200 metres, 53 post contact, 2 line breaks, 1 try assist. How many tackle breaks did the bro get? 7 tackle breaks. I knew he was on one when he took his first carry, because I don't know why, I know this sounds weird, but he just doesn't look like a tough guy. Like Dylan Edwards, he doesn't look tough. He just doesn't. I was worried about his first contact, if he was going to get hammered, and I think he broke a tackle, busted through, found his front, and got a nice play of the ball. Beautiful. I was like, Dylan's going to be good tonight. He passed the test straight away. Brian To'o, enormous, 176 metres, 72 post contact. 1 line break, 5 tackle breaks. Just the stat that doesn't come up, obviously, found his front every time. He just played the ball lightning quick, which made the next carry great. Queensland never pumped New South Wales on a second carry. not once. And Ryan Tortor had a lot of kick returns, and he's the reason why. Because they're still retreating when the second carry starts. They can't rush up. Tortor's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. He's absolutely incredible. Stephen Crichton and Latrell Mitchell defensively for me were absolutely crazy. I literally let me know if you guys did the same thing. You get your left and rights mixed up sometimes, and you're watching. You got someone there. There was a few tackles he made, but I thought it was Stephen Crichton. I'm like, whoa, Jesus, Stephen Crichton's a good defensive. Oh, that was Trell Mitt. What the hell, man? He's good. Like I think Willie Mason said it in levels. Like, if he played centre week in, week out, he probably would be the undisputed best centre in the game. He's playing fullback. Lomax enormous. Loved some of his carries. Jerome Luai was good without being mind-blowingly good. Moses absolutely incredible. Jake just did his job. Reese Robson. Now we're into the forwards. Let's have a look at some. Let's have a look at some tackles made and tackles missed. When I came on here, guys, at halftime, and this was empty except for there was two missed tackles. Just shout out to Dylan Edwards too. When the New South Wales made that first break, this is a huge call, but I might be right here. Mitch Moses, I think, came out the line. I don't know who found him. Jaden Sewer cracks the line. I honestly think if Jaden Sewer steps inside Dylan Edwards and Queensland score first, I think Queensland go on to win this. Huge call. Dylan Edwards might have saved his game for Queensland. Just quietly. I'm just saying, that game, it could have been a very different game if Dylan Edwards didn't make that first tackle on Sewer when that first line break happened. Seriously. It would have been a very different game at least. I personally believe, I said it, I think if Queensland score first, they go on with it. All right, so tackles made. Reese Robson, I felt like he made a lot more tackles than this, but look at that. Clean sheet. No missed tackles, no ineffectives. That's so good, man. Payne Haas, 31 tackles. 31 tackles. No missed tackles, no ineffective. Liam Martin missed a few, but that's because he was flying out line trying to murder people. And he had a clean sheet at halftime. These all came in the second. Cam Murray, 32, 2 missed. Connor Watson didn't get much time. Isaiah Yeo came on. It didn't feel like he did much, but he didn't. He hit the line, made 3-4 post contact meters, played the ball quickly, came on, gave you 22 tackles, 0 misses. Beautiful. Spencer Lenu just came on and went spastic. 14 tackles, every single one of them hard, 2 missed, but he was coming out the line trying to murder people as well. But absolutely brilliant. Let's have a look at some of the Queensland stats. So let's come across to some meters. All right, Reese Walsh, 110 meters, 9 post contact, 2 tackle breaks. Play the ball speed. They shut down Reese Walsh something fierce. 5.35 second play. That is so alarmingly slow. So the average speed was 3.8 for Queensland. He was almost double that. That's slow, bro. Difference between him and Dylan Edwards. Bang, bang, hit quick, bang, up, playing the ball. So I love Reese. I love watching him play, but I personally like the high energy full. Like, if I'm putting together a day, I want that high energy fullback over the slick play of the ball. I'd personally have my halves doing it. Like, that's why I like watching Penrith. I love watching Broncos too, actually, when they're on, but because I like the halves doing the ball playing. I like the fullback, the energy guy through the middle. So that's my cup of tea. Just get your sets going so nice. What else we got here, lads? Hang on. Just let me move this over a little bit. Val Holmes got absolutely torched in this game. It was like he owed some of the Queensland, the New South Welshmen money. He got absolutely flamed in this. Hamaso hurt his shoulder early, came off. I don't know if he got a needle or whatever, but he didn't quite look the same. But Jesus Christ, he still looked good when he came back on. I thought Tuolungi was actually okay. Dearden, good, without being great. Ruben Cotter was enormous. My son even says, he's like, man, Ruben Cotter's enormous. I said, no, man. And you see him, like, I can't remember, he got on push and shove with someone. He's so small, bro. He's tiny. The weight, he plays so above his weight. Ben Hunt didn't really notice he was on the park, to be honest, but he was on when New South Wales were getting spanked. I really liked Lindsay Collins' first first stint. But if we look at the meters, guys, I mean, look, Tuolangi 155, Dearden 109, Reese 110, Sewer 110, Paddy Beast 154. Not many meters there. Not many meters. That's alarming. That's alarming. I'll get to what some positives for Queensland too, guys. Don't just, like I said, don't just think I'm raising, because I do think there's positives for them, and they can 100% win Game 3. I think let's get to some missed tackles, then we'll come back to what things that can change and some positives. How New South Wales bounce back. All right, missed tackles. Val Holmes, 6. Whoa. 4 ineffective, so essentially 10 missed tackles. It's not 10, but Jesus. Let's have a look. Ruben Cotter, 39, 2 missed. That's great. 4 ineffective, but whatever. You live with that. Cherry Evans, 4 and 3 ineffective. Tom Dearden, 3, 5 ineffective. All right, Lindsay Collins, 5 missed tackles. That's pretty bad by his standards, especially in the middle. It is harder to miss tackles in the middle just because you've got 2 blokes standing, so, you know, you're gang tackling, so it is harder to miss tackles. Sewer, 3, I can live with that. Nanai, 5, that's getting up there. That's getting up there with that ineffective as well. Pat Carrigan, 1, but 4. Yeah, Pat Carrigan just so good. Like I thought he was incredible. I really liked Mo when he came on. And I don't know if there is another Mo fight away, but they needed. Me and Hectic Fred were doing our chat, and I said, he goes, there's dogs in the Queensland pack. And I'm like, I know they're dogs. Like, I'm not saying they're bad or they're not great players, but I was like, who's going to really stand up to Payne Haas and Spence and stop their momentum and create their own momentum in the middle? And Mo was the best at it. Paddy's was more of like a slow burn. He didn't like fully impact the game. He was just so consistently good throughout the whole game. But he didn't change the flow of the game at any point. But yeah, I don't know if New South Wales have it in the toolkit. You know what I mean? Like just for example, like if they had I know they're not eligible, but just pretend they had a Moses Leota who didn't get picked, or a Tyrrell May or something. You know what I mean? If there was someone like that can come in and just create meters, create an off. Like, I don't know if they have it anywhere. Like, to me, they've really missed Tino and Flegler in this massively. Like, I think if you slap Tino and Flegler back into this team at full strength, healthy, fit, I think it's they match Queensland in the next game. Let's just say they're both suspended this week and they're coming back for Game 3. I would not be worried at all. But I am a little worried. If you guys can think of someone that can come in and change the game with a bit of momentum, because even Harry Grant, right, he couldn't do much in this game and he got battered. To me, he does his best work when Big Nelson or Sofa Solomona comes in and just starts skittling blokes and plays the ball quickly. Harry Grant comes off the back of that. Good luck, lad. Good luck, lad. I don't know who generates that for Queensland. I really don't. I can't see anyone there that can genuinely create any forward momentum. Like Lindsay Collins, he's a beast, but he's not really that skittle. They're all blue collar. Like they would just kill for like a Spencer Lino. They would just kill for one right now. I don't know if they have the cattle for it. But look, positives for Queensland. Can Queensland win the next game? Absolutely. Just got to remember, every pass that New South Wales threw in this game went to hand. That's probably not going to happen in Game 2. That's probably not going to happen in Game 2. Like, Latrell Mitchell getting tackled, but jammed by 2 blokes flicking sideways. They kicked to Zach Lomax once. He got up over him. Like, it was pretty flawless that first half. Even if New South Wales play extremely good in the second, I doubt they get everything goes to plan like that in the first half. So, and they won the second half. So I genuinely think Queensland are still a very good shot. But I'd love to see. I don't know what they do. I don't know what they do. Like, do you move? But Lindsay's not really that momentum guy. I was going to say, do you move Mo and then bring Lindsay on as a you know what I mean, energy guy? I don't know. Maybe you have to bring Cotter off the bench because Ruben Cotter come on because he gets pretty battered he's a small man, small for a front rower. Do you bring start Mo and just have to load up the firepower in the middle there, tighten up that middle at the start, and then you bring Ruben Cotter on after for some leg speed, something like that maybe. But yeah, they need something like that. How to New South Wales win this game? I'll show you how. They go up here, right, and they go right click, and they go copy, copy, and then they Control V paste. Just do what they did in the first half. Run harder, tackle harder, skittle the middle. Don't miss tackles like they did in the first half. And they win. They go do something crazy, which is win Game 3 in State of Origin. Now, I'm going to wait to see what Billy does before obviously make any decisions on who I'm picking and all that sort of stuff. But all I know is I am just so pumped. I reckon the TV ratings for this Game 3 are going to be skits. Like, this will crack 4 million domestically, which is huge. Like, it's big, man. That's like 1 million more than like the NRL or AFL Grand Finals. So this is going to be enormous. And big shout out to Melbourne too for getting out and watching this one, man. 92,000. And I want to give all the Kiwi bros a shout out too. I did a video on TikTok where I was saying how bad, around 2 or 3 o'clock in the arvo when you're like, you know what I mean? You've sort of finished what you need to do for the day, or maybe it's 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever. And you're like, man, State of Origin, I'm so amped. And then you look, and you've still got like 5 hours till the game kicks off. And you're like, man, what do? I can't start drinking now. Otherwise, I'll be blind for the game. And every minute feels like 2 hours. And you're just like, oh. And then all the Kiwi bros jumped in and were like, man, you should have seen you. Man, and heaps of Kiwis messaged me and they're like, man, like, State of Origin's popping off here. Apparently a few of the boys in Auckland were like, man, there were just New South Wales and Queensland jerseys all through Auckland, man. So big shout out to my Kiwi brothers, man. Getting out there and supporting it. I love seeing it, man. And hopefully, I really hope the New Zealand game just goes skits. I love that Queensland won that. The Kiwis won that Pacific tournament. I want to see like Anzac, I want to see like, you know what I mean? The Aussies and the Kiwis going at it, and it becoming as big as State of Origin too, man. So all the Kiwi brothers out there, keep supporting the game, man. It's good to see. I absolutely love it, man. Shout out to my Kiwi brothers. But yeah, like final thoughts, guys. I absolutely enjoyed the game. Like I said, I'm actually pretty neutral in State of Origin. I love watching rugby league played at the highest level. And this right here is very high level. So shout out to New South Wales and Queensland on this one. And bring on Game 3. I am buzzing. I actually can't wait, man. That's it, lads, man. Give us your early predictions. Who you think's winning Game 3? Who's winning the series? Man, if you don't have a ticket, scalp one and let's go. Game 3, lad. Hell yeah. All right, guys. If you made it this far through the video, you know what that means. You're an absolute legend. Love you long time. Make sure you subbed. Make sure you like and do all that good stuff, lads. I love to see it. It keeps me going. It means I don't have to sell you anything. I can just do this and I do it for the love of it. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.